Hello, it's your Sleepless God back with a new video of What If Midoriya Was Big Chill. Before I get deep into this, okay, I don't know if it's us men who are doing this, or if it's your women, or if it's anyone else, any of the other people out there, genders. Uh, Actually, I don't know if this is just the human race itself, but I just looked up Judy Hopps, just to check. Oh, I wanted to see if there's a new Zootopia movie coming out. So I looked up Judy Hopps' Utopia movie. First thing I fucking saw was a giant ass of a rabbit. I was like, God damn it. Why do I think that's sexy? But let's not go too deep into that. You can comment down below if it's just people in gender who think of that or just crazy individuals. But let's do a recap. Last time we left off, Percy and Annabeth were basically talking to each other about a lot of stuff. Number one, they were figuring out the best ways to get through the corridors and all that stuff of the UA building. But also, they were talking about when they were sitting down and talking about how when school starts in a month, or roughly a month, what is going to happen. And they were talking about their relationship. Are we going to leave it open? Midori was basically saying, hey, if anyone asks about it, we will tell them, but we're not gonna hide it or anything. But if no one asks, we're not gonna tell. Annabeth says exactly what I was gonna fucking say. But they're both talking about how they were really almost too overprotective. But Midori and Annabeth are both saying, hey, if anyone gets too flirty, I'm allowed to, Annabeth was saying, I'm going to execute, and Percy was saying, I'm going to fucking make him have third-degree frostbite. When that got done with, we went to a separate section of Midoriya's mother basically torturing and getting the information out of Midoriya's father. Basically asking him, where is my son? Where's my beautiful Midoriya? What the fuck did you do with him? Basically telling him all the torture scheme. Basically ripping off the fingernails, busting the fingers, and almost drilling his knee. After we got done with that, she went upstairs to her two beautiful, lovely children. I think I named her Maddie? I think I named her Maddie. Yes, if I remember correctly. It's been a while. I'm sorry, but I named her. If I didn't, I name her Maddie. The more older of the bunch, as she's basically the one that was been with her mom for the longest period of time. Basically, right when Midoriya got missing. Okay, how can I explain this in the best way possible without getting demonetized? Well, I'm pretty underground. I don't think I'm gonna get demonetized. Basically, Midoriya's mom almost ripped off Midoriya's dad's balls off. But instead of doing that, grabbed him, and she was an underground hero before this. She was a torturer before this. Broke half of his fingers, cracked 3 of his ribs, smashed him in the face 7 times. Dislocated his shoulder before he ran off, and in the divorce settlement, that's the only reason she got the other daughter, is because she was almost, looks like she was ill suited, but because she was a pro hero, she had upperclassmen almost activity. I'm using this as like almost like a story, trying to get the details back, because Midori doesn't know this, but you guys know this because I'm telling you this now. She did get her older daughter, and she barely can hold on to her sometimes because like her older daughter actually saw his dad, as we went into the other story, grab Midori and take him, and she blames herself. As I said, I blame myself for everything that happened that night. As that is done with the recap, let's get started with the video. As Midori and Annabeth right now are just training. It's a simple, almost training schedule for both of them, as they're also training on their flight pattern and their hero suits right now, as Midori is trying to keep it more very similar in both standards to his Annabeth's. I kind of want to say his wife a little bit. We'll do that later. As Midori is basically keeping his suit very aerodynamic, able to keep his wings out, but also is protecting like the vital areas, mostly their lungs, because their lungs are so massive and stuff like that. They easily can be punctured, but also they can turn intangible. Annabeth's suit is basically trying to make her go faster. Her entire suit is basically speed and speed drastically, and it's like she has like a jetpack in the back of her suit, and its only method is just to make her go from like roughly she can fly at 100 miles an hour, roughly, and that's her going as fast as possible. With the jetpack, she can go 150 not pushing it, and 200 if pushing it. She can go 200 miles an hour if pushing it, and she can only go she can burst it, so she can go like a little bit of jet, start floating, use my wings. I'm going down back to 100, go back to 150, stable back. So yeah, she can do that. But Midori is not worried about all that. He's mostly working on aerodynamics and stuff like that, and working on his own powers, because he doesn't feel like he mastered it all yet. So he's working on his acrobatic skills with some of the coaches in UA, and he's also working on his skills with his own powers, and he's kind of gotten to that form with where he can almost stop time, but it only just cranks, only a couple of his body parts start turning red, like the skin starts ripping off and he starts turning red, and his frost becomes way more volatile. But it's still very, very much an iffy on most centers. And even with him going trying to pull out full max, it's very hard for him to go full momentum mode. As it's going to be a week before UA starts, as they have one more conversations before, and it is they have one more. Annabeth and Percy has one more conversation. I should probably explain that a lot more. Has one more conversation, and they sit down and they start talking about. So, Annabeth starts the conversation saying, "So, with UA starting out soon, I want to talk about. I know you don't like talking about this. Who the fuck is keep on knocking? I will. Sorry, I'm pissed, but I will fucking kill. You probably hear this too. I'm sorry, but it's annoying. It's probably in the background for you guys because of my voice, but I can hear it very clearly. But they're I know you don't like talking about this kind of stuff, but it's trying to keep it very low key. And Percy's kind of realizing what she's going to talk about, and Percy's no, 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 no. Absolutely not. Not, no. What's about your past? Like, no. 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 I'm not telling you that stuff yet. Come on, come on. As Annabeth's like looking at him like, what the fuck? What? I literally fucked you. I've actually saw every part of your body, and I've touched and made out with almost every part of your body. What are you hiding now? As Percy's like, no, no, oh, fuck. As he's realizing in his head, he has to tell her. It's not an if and but about it. Have to. Okay. My life before this was hell. And Percy takes a swallow down his throat. You can see like even Annabeth feels a little bit like scared going into this because she doesn't know shit about Percy. Like she knows like every detail about him, that he uses humor to hide around his actual pain, and he loves her to a very massive point, but she doesn't know his past. She never got deep enough into that history where she needs to know her past. But now, because they're going to UA and his past might read up and get to him, and Annabeth knows this shit because it might happen to her too, she must know. And Percy knows. So he's like, I'll start off with my name. My true name. As Annabeth says, I know you didn't fucking forget. As Percy says, nope. Because it was basically carved into my being from my own father. As Annabeth sits down, shuts up, and just listens. As Percy says, my real name is Midori. I guess I had a nickname called Deku, but don't never call me Deku. Just call me Midori if we get into a conversation like that, but you already know me as Percy. Call me Percy, please. As Annabeth looks at her and just nods like yes. Tell the rest. So, I was born quirkless. I know what quirks are. I've always known. I don't have one. I don't know why they keep on asking me where's my quirk or something like that. I never had one. Just explaining why you keep on saying all this stuff like I don't have one. He basically got kicked off the cliff when he was 6. He always said he never had a quirk. So all this mutation stuff that happened to his body was just good luck or just something random that happened. He has no idea what really happened to his body. So right now, he doesn't call it a quirk. He doesn't even call him, like, he doesn't know about mutation quirks and all that stuff. He knows, like, sparse details, but he doesn't know it completely. And he's not going to research it. So it's like, but I was born quirkless. It really hit my mom. My mom was a pro hero at that time. I think she still is. I don't know. I haven't talked to her, researched her, or anything like that. As she's an underground hero. As you see, Annabelle like starts pulling out her phone, and she's like, he's like, Percy's like, underground hero, not even on the network. As she puts it back, and she's like, yeah, the first week, or I think it's first month, was the worst. My mom tried to keep me my spirits up as best as possible. My dad became an alcoholic after that. Started just drinking and drinking and drinking. She started hanging out with my little sister. She was like 2, 3 at the time. I don't know how. Oh no. She was like not even 1 yet. She was like a half a month old. Right now, canon, I don't know how old. Canon universe, Midoriya got kicked off the cliff when he was 8 years old.
that means they figured out he was quirkless in 6. For 2 years straight, this motherfucker basically ignored him, punched him when Midori's mom was not around, beat him to a bloody pulp sometimes if he can get away with it, because Midori's mom went on like a business trip or something like that where she had to go away and torture people from other countries to get information because she's one of the best. For 2 years he had to deal with that shit. And Midoriya's sister, both of them saw it and wanted to do something, but Midoriya's basically been go back in the story. Midoriya basically said, "I'm don't." As Annabeth, she looks like fucking. She's even when she's like blue, she looks fucking pale. Like she looks pale, but she also looks like she's ready to massacre an entire group of human beings. As
So, 2 years of me getting beaten and bruised, do as much possible to my body as physically possible. As you can still see a cut on like his like lower leg that didn't get healed for some reason because it got deep enough. One night, my father had way too much to drink. He drank almost the entire pack of everything. The entire house was empty of beer and alcohol. So I was sleeping. He broke into a shared room with me and my sister. Grabbed me, dragged me out of my bed, put me in a car, as she drunkenly drove angrily, while still smacking me as much as possible. Outside of the country, where a campsite when I was, younger. He grabbed me, put me on my knees, put a bag over my head. I don't know if he had a bag over my head before, when I was in the car, I don't know. And pushed me off the cliff. And that's where you met me before. As Annabeth just went fucking pale. As she just looked at Midori like, how the fuck are you making jokes constantly? This is the fucking shittiest backstory I've ever heard in my life. Batman doesn't have a worse backstory. Can I make that comment? Oh well. As Annabeth just hugs him. That's it. And they sit there for a little bit until I don't know if you know this or not, but your cloak does cover most of your body, and it's very nice that you do. But if you push up next to me too much, I can feel your boobs. Now I don't know if I should do this as he wraps his hand around his back, but I'm kind of squeezed just a little bit more as Annabeth just says, if you do that, as he like slowly reaches down to the unmentionals, low, like in that, we'll show you a good time, as both of them smile, like this weight has been lifted off of Midoriya's shoulders. As Annabeth stands up and says, you think one of your sisters are going to come to UA? Oh, yeah, probably with my fucking luck. But by now, my mom has probably executed my dad or something. As like Annabeth says, you think she'll do that? Oh, yeah, absolutely. First thing that she finds that he's missing or something, you'll find him, torture him, rip off most of his fingernails, and then drive out maybe to the canyon actually that I got killed in, and put a gun to his head and pull the trigger. As Annabeth like kind of shrugs and just says, he deserves it automatically. I don't give a fuck about him. He deserves it. And he's like, yeah, I agree so. As right when Percy and Annabeth basically lays down and basically starts relaxing and doing their own thing. I'm not gonna tell you, but I'm gonna tell you they're doing the thing, man. Oh god, if I actually become a big creator, I'm gonna get demonetized so fucking quickly. Oh God. Oh, also, thank you for support. Like I went on vacation for a little bit. I went to a. I've been keep on going on vacations. I need to stop. But my family went on vacation. My mom asked me, not asked me, but forced me, and I left. And I came back and I looked on my subscribe. Holy fuck, 107. Holy shit. So keep on doing what you guys are doing. Get your grandma, sign into her account or something. Subscribe to me. You don't. She doesn't have to watch it. Just subscribe. Get me up there. Get me up there, boys. I love you guys. But keep on with the story. You can see, right when Midoriya, they finally get to rest, we go back to a car that's driving down the main road as you see Midoriya's mom, Iko, with, she's just driving. As you see, it's a very similar road of the road that she has, they came back to the day that Midoriya got pushed off the cliff. She's driving, as you can see the cliff, as she stops, as you see a couple picnic tables that you couldn't see back then. Like, this place has been renovated and stuff has been moved and actually got placed up. As she opens the trunk and grabs a body, Midoriya's dad. He looks almost sedated, but he's like starting to wake up again. As she's like slapping him, it's like wakey wakey eggs and bakey. As she looks up, he looks up and he's like, where am I? What do we see? She like grabs a gun and loads it. See, my family's the most important thing to me. I love my family. My family is my being, my essence, everything. So, people who touch my family, she grabs her, and with like super easy effort, I'm like, this is like surprising amount of ease effort, because he's not like a light guy, but grabs him, pulls him over to the side of the cliff, and crouches him like on his knees, and he's like, cocks the gun to the back of his head, like it's a 1911, so it has a cock, and he's like, deserved to be executed, as like, he's like, I give you to the count of 5 to pray whatever fucking God you believe in. So he starts like trying to like say, don't 4. It's like, don't do it. I'm 3. He's like, I know where he is. I as cocks back the hammer. What do you mean you know where he is? As like, if you give me like 3 seconds to explain, I can show him. I can show you where he is. I promise. I promise. As she says. Okay. As she shoots, she pulls the trigger and shoots him in the leg. So he couldn't like run or anything that well. He says, we'll patch that up later. As he puts the gun away, as she looks over at Midoriya's dad, he's like, I can't believe I fucking married you. As she like stabs him in the arm with something, and it's just instant sedate. As this is gonna be the end. Holy fuck, 23 minutes. Actually, almost 24 minutes. It's a long video, dude. So you guys you really guys like these, like 44 views, 46 views, 33 views. If you guys keep on cranking like these views up like that, I'll keep on cranking these videos out. I'll just keep on going. So yeah, anything I gotta say? Not really. I said subscribe and like, but you guys already know that fucking shit. Tell me how much you like this video. Make my confidence go up a little bit. You know, that makes me feel good. Anytime I see a comment just being like, you did good, mate. It's like a father patting you on the shoulder and you're like, you did good. I'm like, God damn, thank you. So, remember, blood for the blood gods, skull for the skull throne, and always have a good day. See you guys later.